Hello and welcome back to the Collectors Club. Welcome back to another unboxing with this huge box. Nintendo was early sending us out actually. It was scheduled for the 17th of February 2026. Today's the 14th. Tracking said it should arrive yesterday. Sadly it did not, but anyways. As you can see from the title, this is the Switch 2 Virtual Boy accessory that is available on the My Nintendo store, or in my case not anymore because in Germany it's sold out. I don't know how it is for other countries, but it always comes in these like fancy boxes. That's what I love about Nintendo's own store. You have this really nice box. It's always a shame to throw that out with stuff that I buy from Japan in general when I buy Power Rangers things. Here you have, give me a sec, my Nintendo store. So yeah, but you are here for this, not for a box of Mario in general. Give me a sec. Oh, big box is hard to handle. Here, as you can see, all down to the bottom, 40th anniversary of Mario, and sometimes it's just like Zelda or Mario boxes. I've never seen like a Metroid box or so. But yeah, that's always a nice side note, a nice novelty. Yeah, as I said, the Switch 2 accessory Virtual Boy, and some years back I didn't know this existed. It's retro as it can get, the original one at least. So the OG one came out in 1995 and sold roughly 770,000 copies, and that's Nintendo's biggest flop ever in terms of like mainline console. It has like 22 games, 24 games, I don't know. But Nintendo is saying, hey, we're preserving this. I think it got a little hype lately with every like the retro market. I watched some episodes of bigger content creators like Scott the Boss, for example, where I like first seen this and like the OG one is like, what's that? And Nintendo was like, hey, we have our NSO, Nintendo Switch Online, where you have GBA, the original Game Boy, you have Super Nintendo, you have the original Nintendo system, you have Sega Mega Drive, Master System, and onward N64. GameCube released with Switch 2, and there are rumors that Wii is coming as well, and they put out this. I mean, yeah, it sucks that you have to buy this thing to play those games to a certain point, because you need a certain way of hardware doing so. Yes, I see that, but you also could use the cardboard version, which is 20 bucks or so. It's way cheaper. And to be honest, it's not for everybody. It's for those who are like really into retro, and I won't play it much. I will test it out, and most of the time it's for me it's like I can have this next to my TV, which is over there, and have it as a eye catcher, like somebody comes to visit, like what's that? Something to talk about basically. Anyways, I blab too much as always. Here's the nice red box. Like when you buy a controller from the website, the retro controllers redesigned for Switch 2. Same box, all red. And red is the theme here. That thing they really cheaped out back in the day. They like, it's red and black. It's the first VR headset from there. I don't know if there were other people who tried doing VR back then, but Nintendo tried, as far as I know, in the 90s, like the first one, as I said, it flopped. I don't know how it worked in general, but yeah, that's the box. Let's have a look inside. I'm done with unpacking. Everything's out of the box, and you get these three parts here. You have the main thing, you have the stand, and an optional plate. Why optional? So I didn't realize this until unboxing it. It says Nintendo Switch. So I thought this was Switch 2 only. I mean, it's an expensive accessory. It costs like 80 bucks in euros, so it's 79.99 for me. And it has Nintendo Switch here. The bottom plate is screwed down already. So if you have a Switch 2 and you want to use that, and as I said, it's expensive already, I thought, hey, people who want to play it and don't have a Switch 2, it's kind of pricey, and it's nice that they do it for Switch 1 users as well. You just unscrew 4 screws, replace the bottom plate, and can use your Switch 1 in this, which is nice. So that's fine. And as far as I know, this is redone to the original. So the idea is like you slot it in like here and look through it. And I sadly cannot show you gameplay footage for 2 reasons. The first one is this came out early, so the part for Nintendo Switch Online is not released yet. So the software doesn't work. That's the one part. And yes, I got a capture card. I got an Elgato where I can actually capture things from the console. But here's the fun fact. I need to put an HDMI cable into the dock. This needs to go in here. So there's no way for me to capture that actually. And I will show you the thing in detail. So as far as what I know from pictures that I've seen, this is the OG mold, technically redesigned that fits in there. But as you can see here on the bottom, on the top, damn it, Krytos. You see here's like original switches and levers, and here's something that doesn't turn or twist. Here was to adjust the focus on the OG one. Here's a dial, or on the thing where my finger is. It doesn't work. It's just molded in where you originally turn up the volume or turn it down. There's a headphone jack next to it. Well, as I said, OG one. They molded in the ports from the OG console that you know. Okay, here is like where the controller was. The original console had a separate controller, which was a bit like a boomerang, and I will put some pictures in post that you can see how it looks. And it's like you had this on the stand, and you had a controller next to you with a cable connected to that thing, and we're playing it. With the new one, it is similar, but you just take the stand, and like I did earlier, you can adjust this a bit. So this is movable. Depends on how big or small you are. This just goes in here. Looks a bit weird. I think it's with all. I have an Oculus Quest 2. It's like when you do it yourself, we play it, and it's fine. But when you see it from outside, somebody using VR goggles, it looks super dumb. And you basically look in here, and then you have the Switch controller, which are removable, of course, as you know, from the handheld mode. In a sec, organize. And this replaces your OG Virtual Boy controller that you can play it. I mean, wireless is better. And this, it's just an housing. It's a case that opens up where you just put the console in, and that's that. So slides in here, folds in, closes down, and good. And when the console's on, there's light emitting from it. I think I should start it already. That would be clever. Then we see some light that it kind of show it. Where's the power button? There. Okay. Let's see. It won't realize. Oh, I'm in the thing for the Virtual Boy now. So you can see. Oh, that looks strange. Do you realize that I think it realizes that it's in here. I think there's a sensor up here that realizes where it is. That's interesting. So, and then, as I said, in here, it has these red glasses, and it looks super clean because of the newer screen and everything. I think you cannot see it, but I will try to show you to the camera. I think it won't be picked up, but you look through it. It's super interesting. I see this. It's two colored. It's red and black with some contrast. Different versions of red, different versions of black, and it's highly it's super weird to explain. I will put some pictures, we'll try to show that in post. I will search something out from the internet and try to grab some pictures from here if I can to a certain degree. It looks super nice. When I thought about it, because it's VR and it's red and black, I was like, that should hurt your head or anything. When looking through this, don't know how the long run is, but for now, it's not too bad. And it looks way better than I actually expected to. There are some games that will be released, I think 4 at the beginning, and I think they have planned to release 12 out of the entire thing for now. I mean, it's 20 plus games, so maybe in the end they will release everything. Controller don't drop. But yeah, it's a nice thing. It's something for people like me who are really into retro, who are like, I just want to experience this. I mean, you could say, hey, this is pricey. Yes, that's true. But to be fair, if you wanna, how do you detach you? Okay, I detach you later. I'm just anyway. Some final thoughts here. For people who wanna go retro and buy an OG. That's like $400 or $500. It depends on the condition, even more. And then you have already a Switch or a Switch 2, and you're like, hey, I get the cardboard thing for 20, see how it is, or if you feel like if you have the money, you go with the more stable, more long-living thing out of plastic. As I said, and this is like in the game room somewhere. It won't be staying here, but over there on my TV. And this is a nice thing for a gamer with like just as an eye catcher. Like people are like, you have that? Yeah, it's a new thing, but yeah. I mean, seeing somebody having OG version of this is like, I've seen people who bought stuff out of big collections, out of closed stores where they like, hey, here are 3 of these. These are sealed, and like they go for like 800 plus now. Like that's price where you can buy a used small car for sometimes for that. Anyhow, I blabbed too much, as always. So I give you another 360 off the virtual bar itself that you can decide for yourself what do you think about it. Hit me up in the comments if you like this. Do you don't like this? Do you want one for yourself? Are you buying one? Do you have one pre-ordered already? So what are your thoughts on this? So as I said, it's a nice novelty, something eye-catchy for a game room if you have one, or something to experience if you never had the chance. I mean, I'm a little bit older now, I'm 40 plus, but I'm not that old that I can say, hey, I was like in my 20s when this aired and like, hey, I buy one and I played as a kid with this. No. Anyways, thank you for watching, thank you for the support, and we see us next time.